Here is another example of a close study on caught up or caught away. Okay, Acts 8:39. A lot of people like to use this verse for example. And when they were, and when they were come out of the water, the Spirit of the Lord caught away Philip, that the eunuch saw him no more, and he went on his way. Okay. Now, the Spirit of the Lord caught away Philip, that the eunuch saw him no more. Now, was this a disappearing trick into heaven? No, it wasn't. In fact, the Spirit of the Lord took Philip to Azotus. It was neither before the tribulation that he was caught away, neither was it, does it say that he was just caught into heaven, but that the Lord just moved him from one place to another. In fact, you can bet wherever the gospel is being preached, there is persecution and trouble and distress, even though you take joy in them distresses and in them tribulations, because we're pointed unto them. The Spirit of the Lord caught away Philip, and nonetheless moved him back into the battle, preaching the gospel. Because it says he's passing through, he preached in all the cities. Now, a lot of you say, well, look, he disappeared here. It just says the eunuch saw him no more. How the Spirit of the Lord did that, you're guessing that it was a disappearing trick. But it was not. In fact, the way the Lord did things, even when Jesus returned and them two were walking with him after he returned from, he died on the cross, he ascended, and then he came back and he walked with two, they couldn't recognize him because there was a cover over their eyes. And then when he finally blessed the bread, then their eyes were open. The way the Lord does things is not the way our imaginations are playing out things. And a lot of teachings today are just so caught up in their own imaginations and their own assumptions and their own self-wills and guessing. And they're interpreting the scriptures wrong. See, a lot of people use this verse as an example of what they believe as the rapture. But actually, if you understand what Paul said when he said caught up, it has nothing to do with just disappearing. It had to do with, Paul talked about the process of going through the baptisms of Christ and dying to self. So what I'm showing you is another example of the words caught up or caught away had nothing to do with leaving before the tribulation, nor was it just an ascension into heaven, but because this word caught away is the same Greek word, harpazo, 726. If you look right there, harpazo. It's the same words as caught up. So, the definition of what people think caught up means is not what they think it means. Because he was caught away into another city by the Spirit of the Lord. It wasn't to escape any trouble. In fact, when it says we're not appointed to wrath, it doesn't mean you won't go through wrath. It means you're not appointed to wrath. In fact, the real wrath is the lake of fire, not the tribulation. Oh, there is wrath in the tribulation, but it tells you who the wrath is poured on. It's those who take the mark of the beast. It says it in Revelations. It says the wrath is poured upon them who receive the mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. In fact, you read throughout the wrath being poured out, you read about saints being in there during the time. In fact, the wrath poured out on the beast, and you'll also read that the beast kills the saints, beheads them, or just kills them in different forms. So, I just want to throw some truth out there. God bless.